Welcome to True North Perspective, your source for unfiltered news. My name is Sean. I wasn't going to make a video today or upload one, but I came across some information that I thought is breaking news, and I thought that I should present it to you guys. Um, I'm not sure if you guys have heard or seen what exactly is occurring in uh, Palestine, specifically in Gaza right now. Palestinians were told to get ready to get aid at 6 a.m. this morning. They made their way to the two locations and they were ambushed. Um, it is not only despicable, but this is just low. Like, I don't understand how you could do that to innocent people, right? Gather them all in an area and then open fire. And this is not hearsay. This is not something that's been made up. There has been news articles that have just come out today. This is fresh news, verified news, factual view news. There's also videos. So I thought, rather than waiting, I'm gonna come on and I'm gonna record this and pass on the message that these Palestinians, they are suffering. They are being brutally massacred in the name of terrorism. They are not getting any aid whatsoever. Whatever we're hearing here in the West is not true. What I'd like to do is I'd like to start off by reading a very quick article to you. And this is, again, has just been published today by Middle East Eye. It has been verified and it is absolutely factual. And then we're going to take a look at two quick videos. This is something that you have to see and wrap your mind around. If you're under the impression that Gazans are getting aid, that they're getting relief now, it is not true. It is absolutely not true. Let's take a quick look at the article. We'll read it very quickly, and then there's a couple of videos that I want to show you. I would brace yourselves because it is very disturbing. So let's look at the article first. Again, I mentioned it was published by Middle East Eye. And so there it is. And as you can see here, Israel kills 32 Palestinians in latest aid point massacre. Okay, let's go down here and you can see here, eyewitnesses say they were ambushed while lining up for food as soldiers opened fire aiming at heads and chests. It only gets worse. Israel forces have committed a new massacre targeting Palestinian aid seekers in the Gaza Strip, killing at least 32 people and wounding scores more, the Palestinian Health Ministry said on Sunday. Now, mind you, this was a few hours ago, so the count could have gotten higher. According to eyewitnesses and local officials, Israeli troops opened fire directly on civilians gathered at two U.S.-Israeli food distribution points in Rafah and central Gaza. So I think if you had watched my videos earlier, you would know that this is an idea that was generated by the United States and by Israel, where they said that they'll hand out aid and food in a controlled environment. But if you look at it, this is the controlled environment. What they're doing is they're drawing people in, and then they're still massacring them. If this is not ethnic cleansing, okay, if this is not ethnic cleansing, if this is not displacement, I don't know what is. Right? The time to, and I've said this before, the time to sit back and say nothing and assume that this is normal is completely gone. This is the time where we need to actually now work together as countries and bring those sanctions and embargoes on, because Israel has no intention, the government in specific, has no intention to stop. Let's continue going here. At least 31 people were killed in Rafah and one in central Gaza, while over 200 were wounded, many of them critically. There's a video that, hopefully if you have time, I will show you to, where an ambulance driver is actually giving CPR to a baby as he's driving to the hospital. A baby. Please, somebody tell me, is a baby a Hamas terrorist? Right? A woman, there's another video that hopefully I can show you as well too. There's a woman that is actually walking down this absolutely destroyed path with buildings that have completely been bombed on the right and the left, and there's another bomb that's thrown there. A woman. Now I ask you again, is that woman a terrorist? Is she part of Hamas? That's what we're doing now? This is genocide. So let's continue on with the article. The Health Ministry accused Israel of using the new aid mechanism as a trap for mass killings and a tool that forced displacements of Gaza's population. It added that those killed in the massacre had single gunshot wounds to the head or chest, indicating clear intent to kill. Okay? Let's just be straight here. If you're trying to scare somebody, you're going to be shooting away from them or up in the air. This is not scaring somebody. Right, this is not trying to bring trying to bring rest to a situation that's gotten under control. This is blatant murder. It added that those killed in the massacre had single gunshot wounds to the head or chest, indicating clear intent to kill. Just imagine this, that you're walking, to get food for your family. And there's another story in there that, hopefully I can show you as well. Two brothers, they were told to come at 6 in the morning to get aid, okay, to come and get food. They get there, one brother gets shot, the other one is able to get away. That's the aid that the Israelis are offering right now. It's absolutely frustrating. It's heartbreaking to see that now it has come down to this, right? And most of the people that are getting affected now are innocent kids, innocent women who have absolutely nothing to do with Hamas. In Rafah, thousands were instructed to queue some 500 meters from the U.S. distribution point at the Al-Alam roundabout. Local journalist Muhammad Gharib told Middle East Eye. As crowds approached the area, Israel forces rained down bullets on them from every direction, eyewitnesses said. I was standing among the crowd, but when people started rushing toward the distribution point, I couldn't move with them because there were hundreds pushing forward, Marwa Al-Naouk told MEE. Then a quadcopter. Now, as we go down the article, they're going to tell you exactly what happened and what type of machinery and weapons they were using. So let's continue here. Then a quadcopter appeared and began firing at them. After that, the Israeli army opened fire directly on the crowd, and American security forces fired tear gas canisters. So you're asking these guys to come in for aid. As they approach, they're all lining up. Chaos breaks through because there's shots being fired. And then you have a military helicopter that has been provided by the fucking USA military to fire on these innocent people. Mind you, they're all unarmed. And we're going to see a video that's pretty shocking as well, too. Dozens were killed and injured as people ran in every direction trying to escape. Marwan Al-Hems, director of field hospitals in Gaza, described the scene as a massacre and a slaughter. The occupation targeted hungry people as if these aid distribution centers were distributing death instead, he told. And I'm going to repeat that. The occupation targeted hungry people as if these aid distribution centers were distributing death instead, he told MEE. So this is all a ploy, right? This is clear evidence. This is all a ploy. They're drawing these crowds in rather than, displacing them because people would be outraged. What they're doing is they're killing them in cold blood and saying, hey, we're trying, there was unrest now, this is what's happening. We have to take control. And that is not true. That is not true at all. Southern Gaza hospitals were overwhelmed with patients lining hallways and lying on floors due to a lack of beds and medical supplies, Ham said. We tried to save as many as we could, but we lost some due to a shortage of blood, he added. Hamas accused Israel of weaponizing aid, saying the food distribution system has become part of a broader campaign of genocide. And I agree with that. 100% I agree with that. The Israeli military claimed it was unaware of injuries caused by Israeli army troops. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. You're shooting at thousands of people and you're telling me that you have no idea, that you aren't aware of what the extents of the injuries were? You shoot people in the head, innocent people, children and women who are obviously not terrorists. They're coming to get food for their families. You put bullets in their heads and you're telling everybody that, you didn't realize what was going on? This was a complete ambush. In both Rafah and central Gaza, eyewitnesses described the incidents as ambushes carried out by Israeli forces. In coordination with American security personnel working for the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, again, let me quickly reiterate here that GHF has been created by United States as well as Israel. Okay, it was their idea. And so let's continue. In coordination with American security personnel working for Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, starving civilians were instructed in the early hours to go to a designated point near the Wadi Gaza bridge, ostensibly to receive aid. Instead, they were met with direct gunfire, according to Gaza-based government media office. Many remained trapped under continuous gunfire in the vicinity of the aid center, the office reported. A similar scene unfolded in Rafah, where thousands had gathered overnight to receive food. They told us to go to the humanitarian zone to receive food, then they killed us. Arafat Siyam, a survivor, told MEE. Siyam's brother, this was a story that I was referring to earlier. Siyam's brother was killed. The two had arrived at the aid site at 11 p.m. Friday, hoping to bring back food for their starving children. The Americans are lying to us. Since when have they cared about humanitarian work, he said. They called it humanitarian point, then kill us there. According to the media office, Israeli forces have killed at least 49 Palestinians and injured 305 others at GHF runs distribution centers since the operation began on May 27, 2025. That is 5 days. 4 to 5 days. In 4 to 5 days, they have killed 49 Palestinians and injured 305. And I can't imagine how many of them are going to be innocent children. This is absolutely ridiculous. This should not be happening. Food, water, aid is a basic human right. Okay, and they're not doing them favors, right? They have blocked off the border. Nobody can get through. Aid trucks are waiting there. Senior humanitarian officials have condemned the scene, saying Israel should stop blocking the UN-led system and allow aid to flow without obstruction. Overall, Israeli forces have killed over 54,000 Palestinians. Again, I repeat, 54,000 Palestinians since October 2023, including at least 16,000 children. Do the math yourself. What is the percentage? This is it's despicable. It's evil. It's vile. And for what? For a piece of land that they want to build resorts and casinos on, right? Because Donald Trump has a deal with Benjamin Netanyahu, and with another person that donated to her, and we're going to talk about the reason I'm not bringing her name up is because in a future video I'm going to introduce you to her, who has contributed a lot of money to the campaign. But the caveat is that you let Netanyahu run wild and do whatever he wants. Senior humanitarian officials have condemned the scheme, saying Israel should stop blocking the UN-led system and allow aid to flow without obstruction. Overall, Israeli forces have killed over 54,000 Palestinians in the Gaza Strip since October 2003, including at least 16,000 children. Additionally, over 10,000 people are missing and presumed dead, while nearly 120,000 others have been wounded. This is it. To all my viewers out there, I'm asking you, don't stay silent. Share this video, send it to people, talk to your government officials. We have to place an embargo, and we have to start the sanctions, because this is not going to work. Benjamin Netanyahu has said multiple times that he has no intention of stopping the war. He wants to displace every single Palestinian. He wants to take over complete Gaza. He wants to occupy Gaza. This is just not right. I'm going to show you a couple of videos and then we'll end there. To be honest, I'm heartbroken, but I'm also very upset at the situation. And I'm also upset at the fact that, a lot of people in the world, a lot of governments have just kind of washed their hands, and, these few countries like Canada, France, EU, that's trying their best. You've got two nasty wars going on right now, one in Ukraine and one in Palestine. And guess who's involved in both? Donald J. Trump. It's just absolutely frustrating. So let's take a quick look at the videos. I'm going to show you some, and these are eye-opening videos. Again, if you're sensitive to violence, there's a trigger warning right now. There is some, pretty graphic scenes, so please be aware. But let's take a quick look here, and I will show you right now. The first video I'm going to show you is the actual gunfire, so let's take a look at that here.
Ya Allah. Ya Allah, انبطح. يا الله.
يعني هم بيبعتوا الناس علشان تروح تاخد كرتونه، يموتوا 1000 واحد عشان كرتونه. طب يبعتوا رسائل للناس، الناس جعانه، ليه وصلوا لمرحله زي كده؟ يبعتوا للمسؤولين، يبعتوا للناس اللي ترضي بالله وتدي للناس حقها. شهداء لغايه امتى نكون شهداء يعني؟ ابني ليه راح ياخد كرتونه؟ يعني راح ليه يعني؟ عشان جعانين، عشان الشعب جعان، ولا شغله ولا عامله. ثاني سنه الناس تعمل ايه؟ يبعتوا زي زمان كابونات للناس، والناس تروح تجيب حاجاتها، مش يجيبوها كده عشان الناس تسرقها والناس تغامر ويعملوا حاجات مالهاش لازمه. ما يغامروش بروح الناس، حرام.
يا الله.
We're going to take a look at another video here that I'm going to show you very quickly. Again, it's not a long video. It is a short. And look at, okay, so here we go. We're looking at a starving child. A starving child. Take a look at this boy. Please, somebody out there tell me, does this little boy look like he's a terrorist? Does this look like he's Hamas to you? This is what they're doing. They're starving them to death. Look at this kid. Is this his fault? This is the time where he should be out playing, going to school, learning, and yet he is here. Look at him, skin and bones. I'm going to show you another one here very quickly. Okay, take a look at this here. Just keep an eye on this lady right there. Look at that. Once again, I ask you this, did you see any terrorists there? Did you see any Hamas there? Any hostages? Nothing. Look at it carefully again. There's no one there. And I'm going to end with one last video to show you what it looked like. And this is just absolutely horrific. Take a look. You can see the situation is completely dire. It's a grim situation. The only hope the Palestinians have right now is us. We are their voice. Okay? They are innocent people. This is not about Hamas anymore, about terrorists. This is not about, Israeli IDF defenses and their forces. This is simply come down to displacing a bunch of Palestinians, moving them out of the country so they can occupy Gaza. That's what it is. Okay, and it has also come down to the point where now it is simply killing innocent people that have absolutely nothing to do with Hamas. They are starving them to death. They are now entrapping them. And what's happening is that the government, the United States government, is condoning this. Kristi Noem herself said, oh yeah, we support Benjamin Netanyahu. A government is supposed to be helping people, looking after everybody. This is not looking after that. Don't trick them, right? Don't trick them. Right? If you're not going to give them aid, then don't give them aid. But don't tell them we're going to give you aid. Tell them to come into, 2 different locations and start shooting at them. Guys, like I said, the time to now sit back, honestly, and do nothing, okay, has gone past. This is it's enough of normalizing things. Okay? I used to do that before too. I would wake up in the morning and say, oh my God, it's Gaza. Oh, it happens. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because now it involves innocent children who are starving to death, who are getting shot in the head. So once again, my plea to you is if you can donate to their causes, to help them out, so they can get food, aid, medical supplies, please do that. If you are able to write a letter to your government, right, to your leaders, force them, peaceful protests, force them to put some sanctions and embargoes on Israel and to stop them. Arrest Benjamin Netanyahu because he's a war criminal. He has the blood of thousands of people. Like I said, normally I wouldn't have an uploaded video today, but I was really heartbroken. I was angry. I was sad. I was feeling upset because I was thinking to myself that if it was my own nephews looking like that little poor boy, what would have I done? If that was your family members right now living, and I'm sure there's a lot of Palestinians that live here that have family members there that are probably going through a lot of hardships right now, what would you do? Ask yourself that. This is I don't know what's happening in the world. This is a very sad state of affairs. This is not the way it should be. Nobody should be going through that travesty that we're seeing right now. If you found this content useful, if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed my rant, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Help me reach 10,000 subscribers. And don't forget that 50% of any income that I earn from either one of my platforms, whether it be X, YouTube, Facebook, Blue Sky, will go directly towards people in need, whether it be within our own communities or abroad or any charities. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave some comments. Tell me what you think about this situation. Tell me if you're doing anything like peaceful protests or if you're sending money. Let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. But thank you again for watching my content, and I will see you in the next video.